Hey folks, how you doing? Um, it's that time of day again. So happy Friday, right? So happy it's Friday. No, thank goodness it's Friday, right? Yeah, well, it is indeed Friday. So we have a lot to talk about because um, obviously there's been a lot happening since yesterday, and in general this past week on the markets and in the tracks that are affected by it or that affect it in some ways, like the political track in the U.S. Like obviously with what happened last week in the U.S. With the quadrennial U.S. presidential election and the team he's building apparently to to govern in this second term that he's about to have starting in about 9-10 weeks. And on that team, he apparently is going to have Elon Musk and Vivek. Is it Ramaswamy? I forget his last name. Vivek Ramaswamy, is that it? Pardon me if I got it wrong. Anyway, Vivek are going to co-head the Department of Government Efficiency, which is ironic because for so many reasons. First of all, there's already a Government Accountability Office, the GAO, and you can quibble about whether or not they've been doing their job well. They certainly, I would say, have a lot of room to improve, but that is the Department of Government Efficiency, effectively. That is its purpose, right, is to find things that are wasteful and remove them, basically to have, to be the accountability arm of the government. And so to create another department to do what one department already does, and to do it in the name of government efficiency when you're trying to reduce government bloat is hilarious. Dumb as hell, but hilarious. Dumb if it's serious, but it's not serious. And I'll get to that in a little while. And it is hilarious. It's meme worthy, okay? Plus the fact that it's named DOGE, as in the cryptocurrency meme coin, Doge, right? Dogecoin. The fact that it's named after Dogecoin, and the fact that Elon Musk has memed many Doge related memes about it since the notion became a thing, speaks volumes for how ridiculous it is. Okay. There's a lot more, right? I mean, it is absolutely a joke. If you haven't figured that out by now, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. It's a government department that's somehow going to remove $2 trillion of waste, supposedly, up to $2 trillion of waste on the government spending, which, by the way, wouldn't do very much. All that would do is cause a lot of people to lose their jobs, right? And it caused a whole heck of a lot of people to lose their benefits that they rely on, like summarily chopping them off when they are still reliant on them without any transition to anything else. Right, so a lot of handicapped people won't be getting their benefits. A lot of, people who need food stamps or whatever might not be. Who knows what they're going to cut? But there's multiple reasons why it's a buffoonery joke, right? On top of that, you've got two people running it. Most U.S. government departments have one person in charge of the department: Secretary of the Interior, Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary of Defense, right? Secretary of State. They have one secretary running each place. But notice, if you look at the letter that was put forth by the Trump-Vance team, It's going to be an external department. It's not going to actually be in the government. They're basically going to be creating a private group advising the government what to cut out. Yeah. And Trump wrote in his little statement about it, or the Trump team, put it on Trump's letterhead with his signature or whatever, saying that they would finish their job by, at the latest, July 4th, 2026. Basically a year and a half after they take office, on America's 250th Independence Day. Why, hello there, my good sir. Well, hello there. You are sleep deprived. Well, okay. Hopefully you can get some rest. And hello to you, sir, whose name I will not say. Maybe I will. But anyway, starts with a P. So it's a joke on many levels. Like, if you actually think that the Department of Government Efficiency is actually going to be a real department, I have news for you. It's not going to be a real department. It even says so in the letter by Trump. It's going to be an external department that will advise the government. That just means it's going to be a private group of people, right? And Vivek and Elon are going to get to put themselves listed as the heads of that group. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important for a couple of reasons. It means that Elon can keep running his companies for as long as he can, while also running this fake government department thing. Okay. I mean, it's very obvious and very transparent. To people who think it's actually going to be a real government department, do you actually think there's such a thing as a government department that's created and then ends a year and a half later? Have you ever heard of such a thing? That's not a thing. That's a little fun exercise for 18 months. These guys get to play, government hero. They're not government heroes. They're not anything. They're just a couple of business guys who've made billions of dollars. Congratulations. They're not going to help reduce the size of government at all. Okay. Oh, I'm sure they'll have a few big announcements where they'll announce that they've cut $1 trillion here, $1 trillion there on some big bloat, and then watch as it doesn't really happen. Right? Or if it does really happen, watch as it actually causes more harm than it does good. Why do I say that? Because these guys have no experience in government. They don't actually know the inner workings of these things. There's a reason the US government is the size that it is. I'm not saying it should be as big as it is at all. In fact, I think it should be reduced. There are ways to reduce waste. But if you think that a couple of guys who run multi-billion-dollar companies are the guys to tell you the best ways to reduce waste, they're not, okay? You might think Elon Musk is a great innovator. He's not, okay? He is a guy who knows how to attach himself to brands that were originally innovative, made a few innovative things in the beginning, and then as they got bigger and bigger and more dependent on subsidies or government contracts or other things like that, and as they became public companies, they became risk averse, like pretty much every public company, right? Large, especially large public companies. Large public companies are very risk averse. Now you can say, what are you talking about? He makes these rockets that the arms catch. Bro, NASA had those things made in the 70s. Like, what are you even talking about? That's literally 50-year-old technology, okay? He didn't invent anything with that. Oh, but he invented electric cars. No, he didn't invent electric cars. Tesla existed, and he joined the company, right? Shoved out the original guys, essentially. But he bought his way into Tesla, right? He's not an inventor. He's a guy who knows how to bring money to something. Wow, that's hard. If you have access to money, real hard to bring it. And he was born rich, so bringing money was never a problem for him. He knows how to bring money to something and then build. And what he does know how to do, that he's extremely good at, is he knows how to make a lot of noise, cheerlead, do PR, and he knows how to build a team of people who can build an even bigger team to build a great company. That he's good at. Again, that comes from networking and having money and influence. No money, no networking, no influence. You're not bringing anybody on board. But he's born from money, grew up in money, so he obviously knows influential people. What a surprise. I'm not dissing the guy for that. I'm just saying that's a fact. That's an opportunity most people just don't have and will never have. Okay? He's born rich, knows a lot of very influential people, worked in tech from an early age, relatively, during the 90s tech bubble, made a couple of tech companies. Really, he was just part of the team again. He didn't invent those things. He just, yes, he created a software game once when he was a kid. Good for him. But he didn't make X2 all by himself or Zip2 all by himself. And he didn't make X all by the original PayPal name was X.com. He didn't make that all by himself. He had engineers building it, right? He was just running it. Again, not to track. I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying he is not an inventor. So if you think he's going to invent the Department of Government Efficiency, somehow create this massive department that's going to replace or remove existing departments from the government, saving trillions of dollars of quote-unquote waste, which you can't determine if it's waste within 2 years usually, because there's a whole process of determining whether or not something is in fact wasteful. And then he's just going to cut it all out, save the government $2 trillion a year, and shut down the Department of Government Efficiency by July 4th, 2026. It's a year and a half after they take office in the Trump administration. I mean, okay, all I have to say is good luck. I hope they succeed. Do I think they're going to succeed? No. The probability of that happening on schedule and with those goals is slim to none. Now, you could also just say, well, maybe what he'll do is he'll just tell the Fed to say they're going to print, an extra $2 trillion a month for the next several months, but only print $1 trillion a month. And then they can say, hey, after 2 months, we've saved $2 trillion. Yeah, you could do that like that too. It's called playing with numbers, right? Pretending that you saved money when you didn't actually. So again, I'm not trashing the guy. I'm just saying the Department of Government Efficiency is a joke, and people should understand that it is a joke. Find the memes amusing, because that's all they are. What I find even more hilarious are the people who don't get it, who think it's actually real, who get emotional about it, who buy into his claptrap, the suck-ups, the fanboys on X and fangirls, yeah? Who just, anything the guy does, like Elon or, Trump or whatever, it's like God did it, They're in a cult and they don't even know it. And it's okay. I mean, I find it hilarious. And also the other guys who do nothing but attack them, they're in a cult and they don't even know it, right? Both sides have people who are in cults. That doesn't mean that most people who support Trump or Elon are in a cult, and that doesn't mean that most people who support, who supported the Democrat candidate Harris and Walz were in a cult. It doesn't. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the ones who are extreme in their vitriolic reactions, right? They are, right? Most definitely in some type of a cult. Why do I say that? Because their leader, whoever their leader is, right, Democrat or Republican, can never do any wrong, right? It's big sign number one of a cult. And if they do anything to speak out against it in any way, even if they agree with 99.99999% of what their cult leader is saying, if they disagree even mildly on one issue, oh, they're a rhino or they're a dino or whatever the stupid names are that they call each other. They're not purists. They're not real cult members. And they're like literally saying this without realizing that they're in a cult. Like, dude, if you're attacking members of your own tribe because they have slightly different opinions about something than you do, you're heavily in a cult. Okay. I'm not saying the majority of them are. I'm just saying the ones that are like that are the extreme nut jobs, and they exist big time. They are a thing, very much so. But anyway, that is why the DOGE thing with Vivek and Elon is really a joke. Okay, like it's even in the letter from Trump. It's going to last until July 4th. Like, anytime you have a specific date that a mission as big as that is going to be fulfilled by, folks, that's called public relations. Okay, and that's not a realistic thing. That's not a real government program. There is no government program that lasts just 18 months. What the hell is going on here? What's going on here? You all right? Psst. No, okay. Just two cats talking. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. Please don't get sucked into the whole cult thing. Like, you want to like them. You want to enjoy them. But just remember, if you're investing your time and emotions like that, feeding into other people's dreams, you're not investing into your own. Unless that is your dream, is to be an acolyte of some other, some cult leader. In which case, enjoy. Just don't harm anybody that depends on you or loves you or cares about you. Okay? That's it. See you guys. Peace.